And good Saturday evening. Hey, Tribe fan. And there's Brother Jack Dawson. Tim says Beatles are describing George Herman's Ruth diet in your title description. Yeah, it could very well be. So I don't know when Omar Khayyam wrote the Rubaiyat, if, I mean, even though he predated Ruth by 1800 and some years, could be, though. I mean, it's very, very accurate. Could be prescient on his part. So, Tim, Jack, hope you're doing well. I don't know, just random baseball night. And if later on we want to have a, a bit of a little chin wag, why, we can do that as well. I don't know. So, yeah. So, got to talk to my mom today. And so, thanks everybody for your good, live from Dauphin County. It's Saturday night, says Midlife Crisis. Evening. Good evening. So got to talk to my mom on the phone tonight. She's doing better. Yeah, they're doing the physical therapy thing and all that. So hopefully going up to see them toward the end of January. My mom's like, oh, thank God, it'll be so wonderful. And all that. So thank you everybody for your prayers and hopes and everything that really it has helped. It's gonna be a good long, it's gonna be a long road. But it's been she's very helpful. She's really been in a very good hospital and everything like that. So thank you, everybody. And I want to thank everybody again for just bringing me out. It was kind of, really tough there that first couple of nights. So I really thank you. People are amazing, amazing. So, yeah. And there's Nathaniel. Um, she's, sounding much better. Again, Nathaniel's still a ways to go and stuff. But yeah, thank you. It's D. Scott Howard. Good evening. Here we are on a Saturday night, a cold Saturday night over here in PA, but we're supposed to get a little bit of a warm up this week, so that's nice. Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, so we're doing some action PC baseball. We might do some other baseball later, or who knows. Thank you, Christopher, and likewise, man. Did you hear any news yet? Have you heard any news? I'm hoping it's good news if you have heard. So yeah, we're gonna have to get Chris on here soon. So he's with us right here in Pennsylvania for a little while. David, baseball demos. What? No jigsaw puzzle or pizza chat. I'm disappointed. So I heard that. Okay, so you probably hear Monday through Wednesday. All right, we're really hoping, man. We are really, really hoping. So everybody for Christopher that he get some great news, man. We hope so. Yeah, so I'm sorry, David. Jeez. I know it's this baseball. What is this baseball crap anyhow, right? No idea. No idea at all. So anyhow, everybody who knows. So before we get into the game, just I was watching a bit today. Baseball Maelstrom. I think it was, yeah. I was watching it today. Yeah, with I guess the latest build of uh, Payoff Pitch, the PC game. Oh my God, this thing is so cool. It is super cool. I can't wait. I mean, one doesn't want to wish one's life away or anything like that, but man, does that look great. The cards look beautiful. The game looks like it plays really nicely. You've got manual entry, all this great stuff. So I know there's been a lot of buzz around the community about Payoff Pitch PC. So I think it's going to be really, really, really brilliant. So Aaron Reed, welcome in. All right, there's Aaron Reed. Nathaniel telling Aaron, let's look into Discord so that they can chat and catch up. Cool, excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. So yeah, that's oh my God, that Payoff Pitch looks really, really, really cool. So yeah, I don't know how many of you are thinking about picking it up, but boy, it really, I mean, Payoff Pitch is such a, it's watched others play it, obviously, and it looks really, really cool. Just it looks like it's a good game or a good game engine, whatever you want to call it. But boy, that PC game looks really, really, really sweet. All right, so back to here. So, of course, as we all know, there's been a lot of major additions to Action PC Baseball. This is an incredible update this year for this great baseball game. Of course, the manual entry for dice and legacy mode. So, is payoff pitch a game? Yes, it is, Nathaniel. It's a very good cards and dice game, which is now being converted to PC, and it looks great. I'm guessing. I mean, it looks like, and I don't know if it's just because he's like one of the testers for it or something, but I don't know. He had about 10 seasons with it or something like that, from 1921. Then different gaps through the years and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm guessing that's a game where you'll be buying seasons. I don't know. It's supposed to be out sometime in the spring. But yeah, it's very popular. A lot of people who play cards and dice are payoff pitch fans. And looking at the cards, it's sort of like history maker baseball in that there's traits for players, pitchers, right, whatever. But then it's also like you're looking at the cards, and the cards, the job they did, just like when you mouse over a player like his, not only will there be a window that comes up with all kinds of really cool stats and stuff, but his actual payoff pitch card, it looks fantastic. So Clinton says the payoff pitch. He says it's fun to play. Yeah. Um, Again, I've never rolled the cards and dice games. I've said many times. I just don't have the room right now or anything. So that's why I'm just kind of, Strat Max Apago pocket pennant run type thing. But that's exciting that that's coming to PC, and I hope there'll be a version to try. Um, because again, not every baseball game out there clicks with me. Um, so like inside pitch or not inside pitch, PC replay is one I love watching others play, but it never clicked with me. But I've watched enough demos, baseball demos. I've watched enough demos that it looks like that definitely is going to be on the short list to buy at this point. So looking forward to that. Yeah. So anyhow, but the other big thing in this one, among many, besides manual entry, is legacy, the legacy mode. So when you play through a season, when the next season starts in Action PC Baseball, those rookies will actually the rookies will come into the game. You put them on the proper teams or draft or whatever you want. So kind of getting into out of the park baseball territory there, which is really fun. And what's really cool is for those of you that maybe just have one season for this game. Well, so let's say the only season you know you own is I don't know 1992. So you go ahead and play 1992, and then swing on into 1993. So we're going to do that in sort of concert with doing 1971, and occasionally we'll do some of these games also using manual entry, and we'll let like Strat Max or Appa Go, we'll quote unquote roll the dice with them. So that'll be fun. I'm hoping now that my mom has taken a better turn. Um, I'm anticipating no hard promises, of course, but I'm anticipating uh, getting William or Michael McGreevy here off the ground in about 2 weeks. So this coming week, sort of busy week with eye surgery and um, some other things going on. But now with that, with her doing better, Lord willing, and everything, uh, things are now kind of getting into focus and better and feeling more centered, which is good. And I thank this community so very much. You have no idea. And there's cousin Ken Castro, the man, the myth, the libido. He is the total package. Forget Lex Luger. It's cousin Ken Castro, and that's all you need to know, right? All right, so what do we got here? The slate. What can we play? Some of these matchups look kind of fun. Some of them are kind of, well, who knows? I don't know. Let me see. Is Ken's Philadelphia Phillies playing on this day? No, they're not. They're not. So, of course, for rivalry wise, we've got a Cardinals Cubs game. We could do because Aaron is here. We could do Atlanta and Cincinnati. Reed versus McLaughlin. A few of these we're just going to autoplay though. And then I don't know what we'll do. I don't know what we'll do. Maybe we'll open it up and have a baseball chin wag or whatever. But I heard about the jigsaw thing, so I guess that was Dave Gardner. So that sounds like that's fun. You know, cool stuff. Cool, cool, cool. Haven't seen it yet, but I've heard. I have heard. Heard it through the grapevine, as John Fogerty would have said, right? So I'm looking here at this White Sox and the Oakland A's here in 1971, and these both pretty good games here. You got in the first one, you got Tommy John versus Catfish Hunter. We might just do that game. Yeah, let's do that game. Why not? Get some baseballage here going. And we're just going to do this game right now with the Action PC engine. So settle in, grab a beverage, grab a jug of wine, a loaf of bread, and whoever your thou is, and let's play some ball. All right, back. Boy, it seems so weird to say back when Oakland had a team, huh? All right. And we are ready to get underway here. John DFW, welcome in. How you doing? All right. Hey, Hump Man. Good evening. How are you doing? Good to see you in here again. So, welcome, 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 welcome. All right. Welcome also to Oakland Coliseum for today's game between the Chicago White Sox and the Oakland A's. So, this is game one of a doubleheader. I don't know if we'll do both of these games, but anyhow, Tommy John gets to start for the White Sox, and he'll be opposed by Catfish Hunter. So 63 degrees here in Oakland, California, and the wind speed is going 2 miles per hour out to left center field. Let's play ball.
Play ball.
All right, let's turn off manual entry. When you turn that on and off, it's really kind of interesting because sometimes it'll switch it to the other human thing, whatever. But looks like we're good to go. Let's look at the starting defense for the Oakland A's of 1971. Of course, these Oakland A's, a powerful team in the early 70s. In left field, Felipe Alou. In center, Rick Monday. And over in right, Reggie Jackson. At first base, Joe Rudy. At second, Dick Green. At short, Bert Campaneris. At the hot corner, Sal Bando. Behind the plate, Dave Duncan. And on the mound, Catfish Hunter. 1971, 2.96 earned run average, 21 wins, 11 losses. And what did he do here? He averaged six strikeouts per 9 innings versus 2.6 walks. So we're ready to get underway. Leading things off here, Carlos May in 1971, a 294 hitter, 7 home runs, 70 runs batted in. As Umpman says, let's go swing at A's. Mick says, hey Beatles, catching up in the video. So vision is improving. Dramatically. So after the neck surgery, which will be Thursday, it'll take a little bit, because depth perception and all that, but should be back to 20/20 vision. Dwayne Martz. So guys, there's another great channel, great guy, great member of La Familia. So welcome in, Dwayne. Hope you're doing well. His cousin Ken Castro gives you a Dwayne with an exclamation point. What can you say? So you got Dwayne, you got Ken Castro, we got everybody, almost everybody here. So let's do it. All right, May in the box. And let's go. 2-2 pitch from Catfish Hunter. And May sends this one line drive base hit into right field. And the White Sox first hit of the game. Here we go. It's Pat Kelly now. Pat Kelly, 291 with 3 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Runner on first, just underway here at Oakland Alameda, Oakland Alameda Coliseum. Da-da-da-da-da. And the pitch to Kelly. There goes Carlos May, and in under the tag. So here come the White Sox. Stolen base. The White Sox 79 and 83 in 1971. All right, Pat Kelly back in the box now. Catfish Hunter studies the signs, looks at May over his right shoulder, and brings it home. 0-1 pitch, and May was off with the pitch. Fly ball to right field. Reggie Jackson coming in a long way, makes the catch. Carlos May will get back to second. Strong peg in there by Jackson coming in, preventing May from moving to third. Mike Andrews now, 282 average, 12 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Everybody greeting the erstwhile cousin Ken Castro. Hunter brings it home, and Andrews swings, and the hit and run was on, and May will hold at third. So they flash the stop sign. Pretty crazy there, but all right. Runners at the corners, one down, and the Chicago White Sox threatening to get on the board here to open up the festivities. Here's Bill Melton, 269 average for the White Sox third baseman. He's got had 33 home runs in 1971 with 86 ribbies. One out, and Catfish Hunter from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Melton grounds it deep to short. Campaneris to Green on the relay to Joe Rudy, and they turn it. And Chicago White Sox, so close, but there you go. All right. So that ends the first for the White Sox. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The White Sox nothing, and the Oakland A's coming to bat. Baseball Evans says another nice upgrade and possibly not given enough credit. Yes, is this scoreboard now is just absolutely incredible. It really, really is. Okay, thank you. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, I love the look. This is so much. It's so much nicer to read, and just all of it. David, you're absolutely right. One of the smaller yet very, very important, significant upgrade. It really is. It looks great. I found too. I haven't had to mess very much with the chalkboard with this new iteration either. It's playing pretty nicely. Still trying to find a speed I like, but it's real nice. Yeah. Upman says, I like how you can click the inning scoreboard. Yes. So one of the coolest features, you don't even have to click, you can just hover. So, and you can see a recap of the inning. That's something that Action PC just does so well. And then, of course, too, when you hover over the batter, which we won't be, but like next time around, like when we see Carlos May, we'll see what he did. I love that. But yeah, this is definitely just something that's so super cool about Action PC Baseball. Truth Arts Wokey, welcome in. He said Carlos May on the 11th August 1969, while serving at Camp Pendleton, he was asked to clean a mortar that's, oh my God, still had a shell in it. The mortar fired, causing a partial amputation of May's right thumb. Wow. Oh my God. That's really wild, man. That's a tough dude there, right? I mean, I don't want to go near one of those things anyhow, but wow, that's incredible. So how you doing, my friend? Hope you're well. All right, let's look at the starting defense here for the Chicago White Sox in 1971. Rick Reichert in left, Jay Johnson in center, and Pat Kelly in right. At first base, Carlos May. At second, Mike Andrews. At shortstop, Luis Alvarado. At third base, Bill Melton. Behind the dish, Ed Herman. And on the mound, Tommy John. All right, leading off here for the Oakland Athletics, Bert Campaneris, 251 hitter in 1971, 5 home runs, 47 RBI, 34 stolen bases. Yeah, Dwayne Martz. Oh my God. That's just not crazy, Beatles. That's mortifying. Oh. Dwayne Martz is here all night. He's here all night. and we've got a great Chablis here, so give it all a shot. That's really good, Dwayne. It's so bad, it's good. It's just so bad, it's good. All right, here we go. Tommy John brings it home. 0-1 pitch. Campaneris gets a good bunt down. Tommy John up with it. Strong peg to first. Andrews covering. Can't dig the ball out. Gets away from him. And on the play, so it gets away from him, but Campaneris doesn't go for second. So runner on, and that's going to be an error on Tommy John. Bad throw. Upman says, who needs Saturday Night Live? We have the comedian wannabes here. Baseball Demos gives it 1 thumb up. Oh, it's just getting painful. It's just really getting painful. All right, here's left fielder Felipe Alou. Not really a lot of playing time in 1971. 250 average, but don't get too excited. That was just 8 at bats. Did manage a double, so you always got to look for that lining, right? That silver lining. All right, Campaneris on first. Wouldn't be surprised to see him off to the races. Tommy John throws over and sweep tagged by May, and back in plenty of time as Bird Campaneris. Tommy John just letting him know, I'm watching you. All right, the lefty looks home, and here is the pitch. 0-1 pitch, bunt. Tommy John has it, and this will be a successful sacrifice. Bert Campaneris to second. All right, 1 down on a runner in scoring position for Oakland, and it brings up this guy named Reggie Jackson. 277 average for Jackson in 1971, 32 taters, and 80 runs batted in. The block dragon might be needed. So, David, I don't know that. I think that I think Robert. I think RGO Network has a. I think he has a sort of patent or trademark on that. So, but you, David, you may use it because you and Robert, you guys are like, you hermanos, right? So, go ahead. If you use the block dragon, might have to do it. All right, Jackson in the box. Tommy John lets it go. 1-2 pitch, and this one in the power alley into left. Campaneris will score, and Reggie Jackson with an RBI double. Bottom of the first. Oakland 1, Chicago nothing. All right, Reggie sporting his Yankees livery, but we'll just pretend he's not. All right, 1 away, runner at second. Brings up Sal Bando, one of my favorite players from these 1970s Oakland A's squads. And Salvatore with a 271 average, 24 home runs, 94 runs batted in for Bando. All right, Tommy John brings it home. 1-2 pitch. Bando, hard ground ball to second. Andrews' only play will be to first to Carlos May. Score that one 4-3. Out number 2. And Reggie Jackson moves to third base. So what I like too about this, it's just these little touches. So you get, right, the pitcher there with his, right, and the batter, right, they've got their team on it. It's like a little mini baseball card. But it's also tracking just really easy to see right here, right? 2/3 of an innings pitched, run scored, a hit. I really like that. So David's right. We've been talking about, the manual entry and the legacy mode, and but it's other things again, like the scoreboard, like the general manager and manager, right, tab, or everything being in one place where you can do so much in this game that used to take tons of things to do before. So this one's so great. Love this lineup. So Tim says he's going to be lurking, going to film another Strat game. Probably back in an hour. Great. All right. And then let us know when you're going to be putting that up there. So it's great to see that Tim is back to broadcasting. Upman says, how about the Mute Mule? Oh, I like it. I like it very much. All right. We might have to adopt that since we can't do the block dragon. Robert, take me to court or something like that. All right, Tommy John brings it, and Rudy cuts on this one. And Melton with a long throw, close play at first, but they're going to get Joe Rudy, and that will end the inning for the Oakland Athletics. But 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error. And we've played 1, and it's 1-0. Oakland over Chicago. All right, Rich Riker to start things off here for the White Sox in the top of the second, the 5, 6, 7 hitters. Riker, Johnstone, and Herman. All right, Riker, 278 hitter, 19 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Catfish Hunter into the wind in the 0-2 pitch, and Riker, big rip and a miss. So Catfish Hunter coming in there and fools him with a changeup. So one away now for Jay Johnstone, center fielder, 260 average for him, 16 home runs, 40 runs batted in. The Demolition League is gloriously underway in the David Baseball Demos land. So David says he doesn't know why, but RGL reminds him of Danny DeVito. All right. that could be a bit of a discussion point if Robert's ever in here again sometime. Do you? Yeah, I like it, David. I like it. I'm not sure of the connection, but we can. I doubt very much that Robert is as short as Danny DeVito, but All right, here we go. 2-1 pitch. Campaneris ranges to his right, and he's just going to take a little bad hop in that ball, so he's going to hold on to it. No time to get off a throw. All right. So Jay Johnson picks up the infield hit and brings up Ed Herman. Herman, 214 average in 1971 for the Chicago White Sox, with 11 home runs and 35 runs batted in. Johnstone on at first, 1 away, 1-0, Oakland lead. And Hunter brings on. There goes Johnstone. Throw down. Good peg by Duncan, but Johnstone picks up the stolen base. Victor Maratti, welcome in. He says maybe it's the hairdo. Could be. It could be. So I think that's going to be maybe a running theme tonight. We should rename this Danny DeVito Robert night or something. I don't know. We'll have to work on that, or maybe for the next broadcast. All right. Herman back in the box now. So 2 stolen bases for the Chicago White Sox here. And here's the pitch. And Herman sends this high fly ball to right field. Reggie Jackson to his right and a little bit makes the grab. Johnstone fakes, head fakes going to third. He will hold at second, 2 away. Problem with the Demolition League, says Baseball Demos, is that he thinks the best game he will have all year was the first game. So considering the season you're doing, could very well be. All right, brings in Luis Alvarado, 216 with 8 runs batted in. Here's the pitch, and grounder deep to short. Campaneris sets and throws. Joe Rudy has a routine 6-3 putout. 2 and the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Oakland leading Chicago 1-0 here. And Rick Monday leads things off. It'll be Monday, Duncan, and Green, the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up here. Rick Monday, 245 average, 18 home runs, 56 runs batted in. What was the year that somebody tried to burn the flag, and Rick Monday went out and stomped it out and stuff like that, and carried the flag off the field? You guys, you great baseball historians. Mick says for a lineup with 54 stolen bases for 1971, they already have 2 in this game. Absolutely, meaning the White Sox. Yeah, Mick. Yeah, a bit of speed on this team. All right, for at least up there. 1976. Thank you, David. So Rick Monday, 1976. That was at Wrigley Field, I believe, right? All right, here is Rick Monday. Tommy John deals 1-1 pitch and fly ball, but nothing to worry about. Pat Kelly has it for out number 1. 1 away, Dave Duncan. I love the reactive crowd in here, the big that they got. It's almost like it's the bottom of the 9th, and there's 1 out and somebody flies out. I love it. Love it. So Victor says he thinks it was 1973. Okay. So sometime in the 70s. Dodger Stadium, but he was a Cub. Okay, thank you, David. All right, so the Cubs figured into it somewhere. All right, here we go, 1 away, and here's the pitch to Duncan. 2-0 pitch, and grounded to third. Melton up with it. Long throw across the diamond. Carlos May has it. Out number 2. Here's Dick Green. So Dick Green, 244 average, 12 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Tommy John toes the rubber. Let's go. 0-2 pitch. This one twisting foul, first base side, giving chase is Andrews, and
Foul ball.
it's going to make the stands. Okay, so Victor says he is incorrect. So I guess it is 1976 then. All right. Back to it. And the 0-2 pitch, and this time Green straightens it out, and soft little grounder, and Carlos May up with it, and over for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 2 here at Oakland Coliseum, and it's the Oakland A's 1 and the Chicago White Sox nothing. Tommy John, and we flip it back to the top of the order, Carlos May and Pat Kelly. Tommy John hit 145 in 1971 with 2 RBI. April 25th, 1976, says David Baseball Demos. Of course, that's the year of America's bicentennial celebration. And, well, what do you call this now? So now it's going to be bicentennial plus a half or something. So this coming 4th of July. Yeah, we'll sing Happy Birthday to America, 250 years old. Oh, baby, you're still looking so good. You say it's your birthday and all that stuff, right? Because we got to get in that sort of groove, man. So 250 years old, man, oh man. I remember when I was 150, but that's a whole nother story. Upman says, well, we're actually coming up on the 50th. Yep, incredible 50th anniversary of the bicentennial. Of course, that's right. That was the year 1976. All the ball clubs, or at least National League ball. I'm guessing the American League ball clubs. I don't know. But wearing those kind of pillbox hats that the Pirates actually wore for a number of years after that. So, yeah, pretty cool, man. 50 years. That's 2 times 25 for some of us. Anyhow, here's Tommy John. 1-1 pitch. Tommy John pops this one up behind the plate. Dave Duncan back, but this one's going to make the seats. Catfish Hunter back up on the mound. Tommy John gets another look at him. 1-2 pitch. And John swings. Fly ball down the left field line. It's carrying and twists around the foul pole. Tommy John put a charge into it, but turned on it just a little bit too soon. As Dwayne Marsh says, only person I would love to have me to have some for happy birthdays, to sing a happy birthday for him is Marilyn Monroe. How about it? Happy birthday, Mr. Mars. And she'd do that kind of yeah. Would be a very nice thing, wouldn't it? Country's only slightly older than a good chunk of Congress, says David. All right, Tommy John going to give it another go here. 1-2 pitch, and this time hard grounder to short. Campaneris with plenty of time on to Joe Rudy. So Tommy John, though, you could, it's almost this shocked awe, but it just goes foul. Anyhow, he is out of there, so 1 away. Mick says they're calling it the semi-quincentennial. Good Lord. Some are calling it the quarter millennium. Okay. Close Beatles are not quite the same. I know. Dwayne, I try. I'm not a size 16 and a hot blonde and all that kind of stuff, but one must nevertheless endeavor to provide some sort of entertainment. So there we go. Camp Pendleton is for Marines west of the Mississippi. It was at Paris Island, east of Mississippi. Both tough places anyhow, huh? All right, back at the top of the order. Here's that one of those other long time, right? So just mouse over it, single to right. You know, Dwayne Marsh and I have talked, and others, we've talked about how we wish that out of the park baseball would have something like this, right? Or tell you, so you have to really watch the play-by-play, and out of the park will sometimes tell you when that happens. But speaking of which, beta testing about to get underway for Out of the Park 27, and already read about a new feature. Already found out about a new feature, so can't tell you what it's about, but I can't wait to try it. It looks pretty cool. It's not a major game mode, but it's a pretty nifty kind of thing that will definitely challenge you. Baseball Fan 2005 is with us. Good evening. Happy Saturday to you. So Midlife Crisis says he spent Thanksgiving this past year at Camp Pendleton. All right, Carlos May, 1 for 1, singled last time, and on 4 straight pitches, Catfish Hunter loses him. He's off the hook, as it were. Jay Mark said, I wish they would add that at the game. Shouldn't be that difficult. Would help out a lot. It definitely would. It definitely would. Rather than having to, just look at the stats because you look at the box score in game. It's just so great to have that. Baseball Demos just think how many PC games Strat would sell if it even remotely looked like Action PC. Yeah, with this nice interface and everything. I totally agree with you. Midlife stayed in Oceanside. He says he could have stayed, didn't want to come home. I don't blame you. So this game looks different, says Baseball Fan 2005. Yes, it is. Very different. And both great baseball games. But yes, definitely different. And Pat Kelly flew out to shallow right center his last time up. Hunter throws over. Carlos May dives back. I'm going to say Milt May because I'm a Pirates fan. So do please excuse me. Mea culpa, mea culpa. The other thing, too, I just noticed, wow, I've only been playing this for a little while in this edition. So before you used to have to mouse over the pitcher to look at his pitch count, right? But now it's just right up there. Just what a great upgrade. David, I'm so glad you reminded me of that because I would have glossed over it just thinking, yep, everybody knows it. The upgrade to all the scoreboard and everything like that. Good stuff. So, correct, you can see that they did 0 for 3, just not how they, just not how they went 0 for 3. So, that's one of the things, and that out of the park baseball. And again, it's not that it's a bad play-by-play. I don't pay attention to the play-by-play in any baseball game unless something looks weird or whatever. But having this ability is so nice. It's just so very, very nice. All right, here we go. 0-1 pitch to Kelly. Fly ball to right field. This one's got distance and height and open the window, Aunt Minnie. There it goes. Pat Kelly with a 2-run bomb to right field, and the Chicago White Sox take the lead. It's 2-1. That one sailed 374 feet, and no flight attendant was there, but nonetheless a good shot. Baseball Fan 2005 says he misses the Coliseum. Midlife Crisis is, according to Strat's newsletter, they're set to announce a big partnership. Huh. So I wonder, So I wonder what, with whom, or whatever. I would hope one thing would be really cool is a partnership with somebody to rewrite the Strat PC baseball game. That would be nice. That would be nice. So I can't imagine what else it would be unless it would have something to do with Strat Max, but Strat Max already really a hell of a great game. And Craig's Car, good evening. Is it Craig's Scar or Craig's Car? We want to know. Anyhow, evening to you. Welcome in a little January baseball here, but in April of 1971. So no TARDIS anywhere to be seen, by the way. All right. Midlife Crisis, I'm sure, it has nothing to do with printing the 1975 or 79 sets. Okay, Craig Scar. All right, so welcome in, Craig. Great to see you. Welcome to the family. Welcome to what promises to be another weird night here with the Beatles Eternally family is what it is. David says in 2025 season, Action PC refers to the A's as the Sacramento A's. Still can't get used to that. Yeah, and that's why I said at the top of the broadcast, wow, back in the days which just would have been a couple years ago, but when Oakland had a team. So Oakland, I guess, has no major league sports team, right? Because they don't have football anymore. They don't have baseball, right? Oakland's kind of, always kind of right. Always have, San Francisco there. Always having to deal with San Francisco. So Oakland, Oakland, Oakland. We hardly knew ye. I think they would have built the A's a new ballpark. They would have stayed. They're going to be the first club that's going to be in 4 different cities, right? So they started in Philadelphia, went to Kansas City, then Oakland, and then, right, eventually Las Vegas. I guess if they officially count themselves as the Sacramento A's until the ballpark is built in Vegas, then it'll be 5 teams. Man, oh man. Yep, no NBA. And you're very welcome, Craig Scar. Yeah. Golden State Warriors NBA used to play in Oakland, but no mo, says man. So yeah, everybody leaving Oakland, man. Yikes. Of course, Oakland also in the Sons of Anarchy, but they refer to it as Oaktown. Great show, Sons of Anarchy, retelling of Hamlet. Awesome stuff. All right, Mike Andrews. How I got onto that, I have no idea, but there we go. Single to left last time. 1-1 pitch. Andrews sends this one out towards short. Bert Campaneris calls off Dick Green, and he makes the grab for out number 2. All right, here is hot corner man Bill Melton, grounded to short, grounded into a double play last time up. Hunter deals, 2-1 pitch, fly ball out to left field. This one is high. Alou looks back, and poor Aunt Minnie opens the window again, and Bill Melton goes yard, and that is a solo shot by Bill Melton, and the Chicago White Sox now lead 3-1. It's 342 feet there for Mr. Melton. I keep telling Aunt Minnie, why are you putting the pies in that window? And she says, well, you idiot, because I don't have any other windows here in the kitchen. Well, there you are. Sometimes Aunt Minnie has to send me straight. All right, here's Rick Reichert now, and he struck out back in the second. 2 down, and the White Sox, thanks to the long ball, plated 3 here in the third. Hunter brings it home, and Reichert will kind of put a damper on that as he strikes out. 2 retire the side, but the Chicago White Sox, 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third inning. The White Sox lead the A's 3-1 as we continue through this, and we'll eventually get to legacy mode and see how that works. But we're going to play a good part of the 71 season first. Baseball Fan 2005 says, is this the lineup from that day or fantasy game? I'm confused style of play. So we're playing. So Dave Cook seasons, and I don't do a lot of season replays, but they come with the lineup, schedules, transactions, all that stuff. So this is not a fantasy game. We're actually playing the 1971 season. Did I watch the prequel, Sons of Anarchy? So the Abandons? I have no. Is that actually a thing? Because they're supposed to be. They've been bothering. So the sort of sequel, Sons of Anarchy, of course, is the Mayans, and because you do see Chibs in there and a few other of the characters of Sons of Anarchy, but Kurt Sutter, fans have been begging him and everything and bribing him and God knows what else to do a prequel, to an actual prequel about the first 9, right? So that you see Clay and Piney and John, like when they're young, and they form the Sons of Anarchy. So right after they get back from Vietnam, and I don't know why Kurt Sutter doesn't do it. Please do it. In fact, it's about time for another run through of Sons of Anarchy. If you guys have never seen it, it's really a great show. On the surface, it just appears to be a show about bikers, but it's much deeper. Yes, it is. It is, Baseball Fan. It is a replay. So it is a thing. So if they're going ahead with that, wow. So Dwayne, where did you hear that? Now I'll have to research this after I'm done here tonight, at whatever time that is. As David says, Aunt Minnie is busy keeping Uncle Ron straight. So Dwayne says Kurt was part of it. Left with 3 weeks of filming left. Don't know if there'll be a second season. So there was even how did I miss that? How did I miss that? So is this with Clay, Piney, John? God, who else was it? Keith, right? Because he was the Sons of Anarchy. Remember, he was the chapter president in Belfast. Wow, how the hell did I miss that, man? So Sutter left. There were some creative differences that he had when the Mayans, right? So Mayans got on there, and he I guess got kind of fired off of there or whatever. So I hope there will be another one. Sons of Anarchy is amazing, both for the great plot lines, really ultimately a retelling of Hamlet, but also one of the best soundtracks ever. Sons of Anarchy. Woof. All right, take care, baseball fan. 2005. Go play some baseball, brother. So this is up in Portland, early part of the century. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it's not the first nine then. Still, Sons of Anarchy universe. Got to check it out. All right, back to it now. Tommy John deals to Catfish Hunter. Routine ground ball to Mike Andrews. Score this one 4-3. One up, one down for Oakland here in the bottom of the third inning. Brings up Bert Campaneris. He's nothing for one. And he was safe on an error. Tommy John brings it. And this time, Campaneris swings away. And Carlos May has it. Waves off Tommy John, who really only took 3 steps off the bump anyhow. 2 up, 2 down for Oakland. Bottom of the third inning here at Oakland. 3-1 Chicago White Sox lead. Felipe Alou sacrificed bunt his last time up. Tommy John, 1-1 pitch. And hard ground ball. And Mike Andrews ranging far to his right. Diving stop and able to get the ball to Carlos May to retire Felipe Alou for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 here in the books in Oakland. Chicago White Sox lead the Oakland A's 3-1. All right, Jay Johnstone, Ed Herman, and Luis Alvarado due up for the White Sox, 1971. Catfish Hunter peers in, has the sign from Dave Duncan. Johnstone, infield single back in the second. Here's a link to the trailer. If after the game you want to look at it. Yeah, I better not look at it now because then this will turn into a Sons of Anarchy stream. Thanks, Dwayne. Really, really appreciate it, man. And it's called The Abandons. Have a look for that. All right. And Dwayne Marks is it looks like he's kicking Ken Castro off of here. He's saying goodnight to Ken, as Ken says goodnight to baseball fan. So wow. Ken getting the heave-ho out of here. Jeez. All right, here we go. Catfish Hunter to Johnstone. And guess what? He's going to be 2 for 2 in this ball game. Johnstone clean single. We have an injury on the play. Trainer out to look at Hunter. Looks like it was just on the follow-through. Might have get just a little tiny bit of a twisted ankle. But he's going to stay in the game, it looks like. All right. Yeah, Ken says he's not leaving. So Dwayne, that's Dwayne's nefarious plans. He's going to say goodnight to everybody. Everybody's going to leave. Ed Herman now due up. Flew out to right center. Runner on. And this one bouncer to first. Joe Rudy boggles it. Pops out of his glove. Off the heel of his glove. E3. Oh, my. Catfish Hunter. Not too happy about that. So, score that one E3. And Herman is safe at first. Jay Johnstone ahead of him at second base. And here is Luis Alvarado. Grounded to short back in the second. Catfish Hunter brings it home. 0-2 pitch. Alvarado swings. And fly ball to Rick Mundy in center. He has it. Johnstone will hold. All right, so first out of the inning here. 2 on for Chicago. And here's Tommy John. Nothing for one. Grounded to short back in the third. Hunter brings it. 0-1 pitch. Tommy John with a good bunt. Green has it. Successful sacrifice as both runners now move into scoring position. Johnstone at third. Herman trailing him at second. The great magicians, the great Alex Herman and all that. So occasionally slip into that mode. All right, we're back up here with Carlos May now. Singled and walked in this inning. And May swings. Grounder to Campaneris. Campaneris will go to Joe Rudy. And coming down the line is Johnstone. And he will not score because third out of the inning. There we go. Got to pay attention to that sexy scoreboard up there. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to bottom of the fourth. Chicago leading Oakland 3-1. And it's Reggie Jackson. So RBI double to score. Bert Campaneris back in the first, giving Oakland its lone run and short-lived lead. So Jackson, Bando, and Rudy due up for the swinging A's. Tommy John brings it full count to Reggie Jackson. Fly ball. Aunt Minnie, it's gone. Reggie Jackson. He goes downtown. Second home run of the season for him, 341 feet. And Oakland back to within one. It's 3-2. All right, here's Salbando now. Grounded to second last time up. Tommy John, 0-1 pitch. Twisting foul, third base side. Giving chase is Bill Melton. Does he have enough room? No, he does not. Oh, my goodness. Mick F says, hey, Reggie, it isn't October yet. All right. So did they have, were the Reggie bars around yet in 1971? Or was that after he became a Yankee? All right, Joe Rudy to deal now to Sal Bando. Bando, lazy fly ball out into left field. Reichert in a few paces, gloves it for out number one. And again, the great from the crowd. All right, Joe Rudy, nothing for one. Grounded to third, back in the first, settles in the box. Tommy John has a sign from Ed Herman. Here's the pitch on the 0-1. And Bill Melton fires across the diamond, and that will retire Joe Rudy. So out number two here. And Rick Monday, nothing for one. Flew down the right field line. All right, Herman sets the target for Tommy John. Here's the delivery. Full count. And Rick Monday, swing and a miss. So one run on the Reggie Jackson home run. No errors. 4 down here in Oakland. And it's the White Sox 3 and the Oakland A's 2. Dwayne Marsh says, if he remembers correctly, it was 1978 when the Reggie bar came out. Okay, and Victor confirming that, saying that it is when Reggie Jackson became a Bronx Bomber. All right, Pat Kelly leading things off here. The 2-3-4 hitters due up for the Chicago Southsiders. Kelly, Andrews, and Melton. Right fielder, last time up, went yard. Big 2-run shot that gave the White Sox the lead. Wasn't a bad candy bar, says Dwayne Martz. He actually liked it. Hunter deals. Kelly swings. Base hit right field. Jackson up with the ball. Kelly thought about two, but holding. So Mick says, yeah, it was after the 1977 World Series. So we got it all here, man. Right? We got Sons of Anarchy. We got baseball confections. And we got Dwayne Martz saying goodnight to people who weren't leaving. Ken Castro says he's been kicked out of better places. Well, that would be just about every other place there is, brother. How about it? All right. Awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So Hunter now to deal to Andrews. Andrews 1 for 2, popped to short last time up. And here we go. Throw over. Pat Kelly back. Catfish Hunter trying to just keep him a little bit honest there. Here's the pitch. The throw down. And that didn't work. So Pat Kelly gets the stolen base. So here come the running White Sox. Pat Kelly with a successful steal. First one of the year. Candy bar was a bunt candy bar. Okay. A bunt candy bar. Can't remember which game that they threw the Reggie bars on the field. That's a bizarre thing, especially if they were taken out of the wrappers first. If if there was a chocolate bar. Well, you get the idea, right? All right, Andrews in there. 1-0 pitch. Pat Kelly had larceny on his mind. He was off with the pitch. This gets down. Jackson plays it on the hop. Pat Kelly turned it on the afterburners. He's going to score from second. And Chicago adds another here in the fifth. So it's 4-2. Now is Bill Melton in the box. Melton solo shot back in the third. So the White Sox putting on a little bit of power and speed here. And Tommy John keeping these A's relatively quiet. 2-1 pitch from Hunter. Fly ball, left field. Felipe Alou looks up and opened the window at Minnie. Oh, my God. This one just getting out of the ballpark. And this time it's Bill Melton. So his second home run of the day. And Bill Melton, look at that. Touch them all, man. Bill Melton thinking he's Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth and Shohei Ohtani and Jimmy Fox and everybody all tied up into one. 2 home runs today. All right, 6-2. Chicago White Sox lead the Oakland A's, and nobody out. Catfish Hunter in trouble here. All right, here's Rich Reichert. Struck out his last time up. He struck out both times. Mixes opening day 1978. Reggie Jackson hit a home run in his first at bat. So when he took the field after that, they threw the bars into right field. There's a delay of the game for the cleanup. This is just one of the many things you got to love about baseball, right? Right? You're not gonna have a delay of game in any other sport because there's like this plethora of candy bars all over the playing field. Or Disco Demolition Night, right? We know about Disco Demolition Night. Dwayne March says it was 13 April 1978, opening day in Yankee Stadium against the White Sox. Reggie had a 3-run homer. They threw the Reggie bar on the field. Wow. So they give it out you give baseball fans a thing as a promotion in a game, and it's going to probably end up on the field. That's pretty cool. A little safer, I would think, to have candy bars thrown at you than Ducky Medwick out in left field in the 1934 World Series. Tigers fans were throwing soda bottles, and they were glass bottles, trying to hit Ducky Medwick. But how about that, man? That's cool. That is so cool. So I was trying to channel my inner Mel Allen. How about that? But unlike Aaron Reed, I can't do baseball announcer impersonations because I don't even sound like a baseball announcer. Catfish Hunter to Reichert 0 for 2. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball to dead center. Rick Monday at the wall makes the grab out number 1. So the White Sox seeing Catfish Hunter really well today, as evidenced not only by the score, but even some of the flyouts fairly deep. Jay Johnstone is a perfect 2 for 2 today. Infield single and a regular single. How about that? They should have a stat for an infield single and one for a regular single, I think. 2-0 pitch. Johnstone gets one he likes, but it's one that Dick Green would like to field better. And a little pass on there to Joe Rudy. So 2 down on the 4-3 putout. Ed Herman, nothing for 2. Safe and an error back in the 4th. Hunter with a 2-2 pitch. Grounder, Bando ranging far to his left. Good strong peg to Joe Rudy. And Mr. Herman put on the tools of ignorance. That will retire the side. Sal Bando's second great play. And 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Bottom of the 5th. Chicago White Sox lead the Oakland A's 6-2. We look forward to Tribe Fan coming back right now. He's recording a Strat Cards and Dice game. So maybe we can get him on, and we'll maybe do a little bit of Diamond Mine baseball next. Or maybe we get Truth Hurts Wilkie on here if he's still in the ballpark to do some talking about Diamond Mine baseball, because a lot of people have been adopting the game. It's a fine, fine baseball game. Dave Duncan will lead things off. Duncan, Green, and Hunter as we go to the home half of the 5th inning here in Oakland. Grounded to third back in the 2nd. And Gary Mouse said, good Sunday morning, Beatles and chat crew. And to you, Gary, how are you? Gary, I don't think we've seen you in a few minutes. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all is well with you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, back to it here, guys. As we say, Dave Duncan here is nothing for 1 in the game. Tommy John deals 0-2 pitch, and John off the right-hand side of the hill fields it and fires onto Carlos May, and Dave Duncan will go and grab a seat and some sunflower seeds. Dick Green, nothing for 1. This is Oakland's second baseman. Grounded to first, back in the 2nd. Tommy John brings it home. 1-1 pitch to Green. This one a little chopper up to first. May backs up on it, takes the perfect bounce, and takes it to the bag himself. 2 up, 2 down for Oakland. And here's Catfish Hunter, grounded to second, back in the 3rd inning. Gary says he's been lurking for a while. We're glad to see you in here, man. It is great to see you in here. All right, 1-2 pitch, ground ball, and Bill Melton will take that one. Back up on the outfield grass. Strong peg to May, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the 6th inning here at Oakland Coliseum. Chicago White Sox lead the Oakland Athletics 6-2. in this 1971 game, and which will ultimately be leading to legacy mode and see how the game moves into 1872. Remember, any of you that have this game, and if you don't have a bunch of seasons or all the seasons or whatever, maybe you just have one. Start with that season and try legacy mode. I know a couple people have talked about it. David Lando, so his so the White Sox, for instance, of 1919 are not banned. So they move into the whole 1920 season. There's no ban. Of course, the ban hammer actually falls in 1920. Oh no, so they didn't. And so he was moving into the 1921 season, and they're still playing. I think Steve Tate said that when he tried Legacy Mode, Roberto Clemente played until 1974. And again, you don't have to own the seasons moving forward. Or if you're a person that likes to play with purely fictional players, you can start in 2025 and then just keep playing on into the future. And it will just draft. I don't play with fictional players, but there's another option too. So what a great thing that they're doing. And of course, we've talked about this bad boy here too, the manual entry, which has the David baseball demos seal of approval. And damn it, what more do you need? Seriously, if David was happy with it, it's got to be a good thing. And there we go. It did what I thought it was going to do. So Catfish Hunter will give up the walk to Luis Alvarado, and we will do one thing. So sometimes when you switch engines, right, from the Action PC engine to manual entry, and if you're playing versus the computer, you've got to go back. I mean, it's no big deal. Just got to go back and just change whichever team you had as, right, just change it back to being computer managed. That's all. The only other real glitch I've noticed in the game is the one you just saw there. If you have your lineup set with both lines, it looks like the visitors lineup will disappear for a moment. No big deal. And after, let me see, they even list the pitch count. Yes, yeah. So I mean, how cool is that, right? So there we can see, as Mick is saying, so now you have the pitch count in three places. And you know what, Mick? I never noticed that before either. Wow. So now you have pitch count in the lineup, on the scoreboard, and hovering over the pitcher himself. So let's celebrate, and plus the little white box. So to celebrate, um, Catfish Hunter right now at 89 pitches of his expected 125. Yeah, wow, Mick. I never saw that before. Legend Sports Universe. Legend Sports Universe. Oh man, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I saw you did. I had to work this morning, so I couldn't. But I know you did Cardinals Cubs last night. Franchise Stars Baseball League. So, folks, I always say you got to subscribe to that channel. Not only is it incredible baseball, but for those of you that are fans of the other sports, Legend Sports Universe, boxing, football, basketball, hockey, curling, badminton, the triathlon, everything. I'm serious, but all quality work, fantastic. So always a treat to have legends in here. I think, if I remember correctly, so Legend Sports Universe says all good. Late finished movie, so no stream for him listening this evening. I know he's going to be having a podcast coming up soon, talking about how, right, I guess talking about how he creates these leagues and stuff like that. And so the stuff that he's done in MLB The Show and in Madden, and in other, just absolutely fantastic. So really looking forward to that series because I love MLB The Show. I don't stream it here, especially when Legends is doing Franchise Stars Baseball League, but I'd like to bring it back onto the channel, at least in a limited capacity. But I want to learn some of Legends' nefarious doings. I'm not even comfortable just knowing how to handle, like, changing up different save games and stuff like that in MLB The Show. So I'm a super noob when it comes to that. But again, if you've never seen Franchise Stars Baseball League, folks, you are missing out big time. I mean it. You really are. So Legend says he's working on that tonight. Actually, the podcast will be about the Legend Sports universe, but also tying into real life sports history and stories. So turn on, tune in, but don't drop out. It's going to be well worth your time. All right, Tommy John is nothing for one as we start the sixth inning. Sacrifice bunt last time up. Catfish Hunter deals. And Tommy John, this one a little squibber up the line. It's going to be a race. Tommy John tries to avoid Joe Rudy, but can't do it. He is out of there. All right, one away now for Carlos May. We're back at the top of the order for the White Sox. And 1 for 2 today with a walk. Catfish Hunter has the side 2-1 pitch. Alvarado moves off second. Campaneris goes to first. Close play. They get Carlos May on the play. Luis Alvarado will make it to third. So 2 down now for Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly 2 for 3. 2-run blast back in the third inning. The last time singled. So good day for Kelly. These White Sox just firing on all cylinders right now. And 0-1 pitch, bouncer back to the mound, and Catfish Hunter onto Joe Rudy, and that will take care of the Chicago White Sox. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning, and your score is still 6-2 in favor of the White Sox. Back at the top of the order now for the Swinging A's are Campaneris, Felipe Alou, and Reggie Jackson. Campaneris on the day is nothing for 2, grounded out last time up. Tommy John brings it 2-0 pitch up the middle, and Andrews, good play, ranging quickly to his right, bare hands on to first for the 4-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down. Brings up Felipe Alou. He is nothing for 1. Has a sacrifice and a grounder to third. Tommy John with a 1-2 pitch, and this one laced hard into left. Riker quickly up with it. Alou got his money worth on that one. All right, and here comes Mr. October, who did a little bit of Mr. October. He is 2 for 2 today. RBI double back in the first and a solo shot in the fourth. Tommy John brings it. Jackson swings, fly ball. This one deep. Johnstone measures it up at the base of the wall, pulls it in. So Reggie giving it a ride, but 2 knots. All right, 2 away. Here's Sal Bando. Sal nothing for 2. Tommy John 2-2 pitch, and Sal Bando looks at 1 on the outside corner. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the top of the 7th. Chicago White Sox lead the Oakland A's 6-2 here in 1971. Mike Andrews 2 for 3. Andrews, Helton, and Riker 2 up for the White Sox. Single last time for Andrews. RBI that scored, Pat Kelly. Catfish Hunter, 2-1 pitch. Back to the mound, and Hunter fields it easily and tosses on to Joe Rudy. 1 up, 1 down. And here's Bill Melton. 2 home runs today. Bill Melton, 2 home runs today. So 1 a solo shot, and then a 2-run dinger back in the 5th. Hunter brings it, count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball to left, could he do it again? Nope. Felipe Alou has it about 10 feet in front of the track, so 2 away quickly here. Pete Reichert, nothing to show in 3 attempts, and he's whiffed twice. Catfish Hunter with a 2-2 pitch. Fly ball to right, this one should stay in the park. Reggie back and over and makes the catch. 7th inning stretch time here in Oakland. Chicago White Sox lead 6-2 here in 1971. I'll be right back. And we are back. All right, hopefully everybody had a good drink of something after standing up and proudly belting Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Much to the chagrin of your neighbors, perhaps, but nonetheless, celebrating One of the Beatles' earliest hits. Take me out to the ball game. Thank you very much. All right, it's going to be Joe Rudy, Rick Monday, Dave Duncan due up for the Swingin' A's, the 5, 6, 7 hitters. Joe Rudy in the contest. I don't know. Maybe when he swings the bat, the ball was just attracted to Bill Melton because he's grounded to third both times up. Tommy John winds the deals 1-2 pitch, base hit, right field. Pat Kelly up with it. All right. So 1 on. Here's Rick Monday, struck out back in the fourth. Tommy John deals, and Tommy John loses him. So here we go. 2 Swingin' A's on board. And here's Dave Duncan. Nothing for 2. Duncan is grounded out twice. And the pitch from Herman out to have a little chat there. A tete-a-tete, and it must have worked because Dave Duncan looks at one on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. Nice fastball there from Tommy John. So 1 away now for Dick Green, who is nothing for 2. Grounded to first twice in this game. 1-2 pitch. And he's going to do it again, it looks like. So May up with it. It's going to be May Alvarado on the relay. And inning-ending double play. So Dick Green disappoints the Oakland faithful. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Chicago leads Oakland 6-2. Jay Johnstone 2 for 3 in the game, leading things off. Herman and Alvarado waiting on deck and in the hole, respectively. Catfish Hunter count full, and he loses Jay Johnstone. So he will amble down to first now, and it brings up Ed Herman. Ed Herman 0 for 3. Catfish Hunter deals 0-2 pitch. Bounding ball to first. Joe Rudy. Rudy's going to go to Campaneris, and a little play and catch there. 3-6-3 double play. Bases empty now for Luis Alvarado. Alvarado walked his last time up. And he goes down swinging. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 8th. White Sox 6 and the Swingin' A's 2. Catfish Hunter. Is Catfish Hunter going to bat for himself? He will not. Tommy Davis will come in to pinch hit for the Oakland A's. So Catfish Hunter leaves with a 4-run deficit. Tommy Davis is in there and swings this one. Hard liner into left. Base hit. So Oakland picking up its 5th hit of the game. And here's Bert Campaneris back at the top of the order. Nothing for 3. Tommy John deals 2-2 pitch. Hard ground ball. Alvarado, Andrews, and they turn the twin killing. So 2 away. Tommy John now starting to show a little bit of fatigue out there as Felipe Alou settles in the box. 1 for 2. Singled back in the 6th. Tommy John 1-1 pitch and struck into center field. The batsman meets the ball, and that's a base hit. All right, Reggie Jackson 2 for 3. Dangerous man there at the plate. And they're staying with Tommy John. Jackson swings on the 3-2 pitch. Andrews will go to Alvarado. So going the short route. And we head to the top of the 9th. Chicago leads this one 6-2. And Oakland needs a pitcher. And always love these decisions. But at least we haven't pulled any double switch. I know lots of folks, the double switch. No double switches. Let's just give somebody some innings here, I'm thinking, at this point. Let's just bring old Bob Locker. Why don't we just bring an old Bob Locker? Why not? All right, Tommy John, nothing for 1. Oops. There's the baseball card feature. Been around for a while. Do love this one, though. And there goes the visitor score box again. No, it looks like we're going to have Lee May to pinch hit. So Tommy John leaves with a 4-run lead. All right, this one. Hard hit ball to Dick Green at second. And Dick Green just boots the ball. There was nothing pretty about that. Not even close. Score that one E4. Green's first error of the season. So runner aboard. And here's Carlos May.
4.
And
Take your base.
maybe old Bob Locker wasn't the right choice, was he? All right, Pat Kelly, 2 for 4. Grounded to the pitcher last time. Locker brings an 0-2 pitch. Grounded deep to short. Campaneris is really gonna take care of Pat Kelly there. But on the play, the runners move up, so 2 in scoring position for the White Sox. Brings up Mike Andrews. He is 2 for 4. Duncan out to have a word with Locker, now back behind the dish. Locker lets it go, and line drive base hit into center field by Mike Andrews to throw home, and they get May. They get May on a close play, but a run does score, and I think we got to do something about Bob Locker. So, Bob, we hardly knew ye. I'm gonna have to play little percentages here, and let's bring in Jim Rowland. I just wanted to be nice and give Bob some innings, but or some time out there, but looking like absolute gobshite. All right, and here's Bill Melton. Again, he's gone yard twice today. Roland deals, Melton swings. Hard grounder to Campaneris. Campaneris across the diamond. Joe Rudy has it, and Melton is out of there. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Oakland has 5 runs to make up, and we have a new pitcher, Vicente Romo. So in 1971, a 3.38 earned run average, 1 win, 7 losses, 5 saves. He worked 72 innings that year. All right, and he will face Sal Bando, Joe Rudy, and Rick Monday on a Saturday. So Bando struck out his last time up. Vicente Romo behind in the count, 3-1, and he loses Sal Bando. Here we go. Rally caps on for the Oakland faithful here as Joe Rudy in there now. Joe Rudy singled back in the 7th, so he is 1 for 3. Count full, and Vicente Romo loses him. Look out. Here we go. Rick Monday now. Monday 0 for 2 with a walk. Romo lets it go. 0-2 pitch. And this one slashed into right, base hit. And Sal Bando, they put the brakes on Sal Bando. And we have the bases loaded. So Shakis, welcome in, Parallel League. He says Bob is heading for the locker room. Indeed he is. All right, here's Dave Duncan now. Duncan is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and struck out. Bases are jammed. So a good swing of the bat here by Dave Duncan. He had 15 home runs in 1971. And A's are right back in this. Nobody out. And Vicente Romo in a world of trouble right now. From the stretch. And the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball to left. It's deep, but not deep enough. Tagging at third and trotting home with the third Oakland run is Sal Bando. All right. So 1 down, 2 on brings up Dick Green. And Dick Green has grounded out all 3 times. So wanting to get it out of the infield and get another run here for the swinging A's. Always loved that logo. Such a cool logo. Romo deals, 3-1 pitch, twisting foul, third base side. Bill Melton giving chase, but I don't think he has the real estate. Nope. 5 rows back, actually. All right, count remains full. Romo brings it home. Green swings, grounder, Alvarado to Andrews to May, and that's your ball game. So really wasn't anything valiant about it. The Chicago White Sox, after getting the lead in the third, never looked back. Let's look at our recap of this game. So the White Sox go to 1-0. The Oakland A's fall to 1-1. 7 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Chicago White Sox. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for the Oakland A's. Tommy John gets the win. Catfish Hunter with the loss. In a losing cause, Reggie Jackson with 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. And for the Chicago White Sox, Bill Melton, 2 for 5, 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in. Pat Kelly, 2 for 5 with a home run and 2 RBI. And Mike Andrews, 3 for 5, 2 RBI. Looking at pitching here, really, really quickly. So Tommy John went 8 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, gave up, it was a home run, walked 1, struck out 3. So begins the 1971 season with a 1.13 earned run average. Vicente Romo got in some trouble, but then got out of it, worked an inning in relief, and walked 2 batters. Catfish Hunter went 8, 6 runs, all earned, surrendering 9 hits, 3 home runs, walked 3, struck out 3, an ERA of 6.75 to start the season for him. Locker worked 2/3 of an inning, walked 1, and then Roland came in and worked 1/3 of an inning. And there we go. Player of the game should be Bill Melton. Let's see who the game gives it to. They give it to Tommy John. Okay. Not that I necessarily agree with that. He gets the win, but there you go. All right, let's look at what else is on the calendar on this day to see what might be fun to play. Unless somebody wants to come on the mic, I can turn off the system sound and you can have somebody come on. Maybe we do some Diamond Mine baseball or just do whatever. It's only 12:26 a.m., which to me it's still Saturday night. So I don't know. What do we got here? Let's go ahead and let's auto out the Senators and the Orioles. This is Cox versus McNally. And Dave McNally is a 4-1 victory for the Orioles. McNally with the win, Cox with the loss. And which Robinson went 2 for 4 with a home run? Now we have to find out. See that? Old Brooksy. There we go. 2 for 4 with a homer. All right. Billings for the Senators went 2 for 3 with 2 doubles in a losing cause. All right. Let's jump out of this one. Boop, there we go. All right. Don Sutton, Wade Blassingame, Dodgers versus the Astros. And the Dodgers take this one 3-1. Sutton with the win, Blassingame with the loss. Crawford 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. Cardinals Cubs, we might do, so we'll wait. The second game of Chicago Oakland Twin Bill, we're just going to autoplay this one. Johnson versus Raleigh Fingers. Can Chicago take another one from the A's? They cannot. Oakland takes this one 4-1 and improves to 2-1. Chicago goes even at 1-1. Fingers with the win, Johnson with the loss, and Grant with the save. All right. Giants and Padres. 5-1 for the Friars. Kirby with the win, Perry with the loss. Brown goes 3 for 4 in the game. All right. The Brewers and the Twins. This is Krause and Blyleven. And it's going to be Minnesota 5-1. So Minnesota goes to 2-0. Blyleven with the win, Krause with the loss. And Voss goes 2 for 4 and hits his first home run of the season. Braves Reds. And it's going to be the Reds all over the Braves, 7-1. McLaughlin with the win, Reed with the loss. Johnny Bench goes 2 for 4 with a homer. And Royals and Angels. So Bunker and Murphy. And the California Angels defeat the Kansas City Royals 3-1. Murphy with the win, Splittorf with the loss. Jim Fregosi goes 2 for 4, goes yard and 2 RBI. Yet no other great pitching matchups. I was thinking about just because of but I want to wait till maybe they have a little bit of course, I don't know how much of a better what Chicago has. Let's look if we're going to see anybody exciting here. So, yeah, I mean, I'd rather wait till Fergie Jenkins is on the mound, or at least Milt Pappas. No, no disrespect meant to Bill Hands, but let's just go ahead and auto this one as well. Invalid choice. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Oop, there we go. And the Cardinals defeat the Cubs 9-6. Carlton with the win, Hands with the loss, and Heg, or if we want to say it in Dutch, Haag, went 2 for 4 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. And we advance to April 8th. Let's see if there's any good matchups here in the 8th. Or on April 8th. So Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Fryman, and Walker. So it'd be nice to see Luke Walker pitch. Da, 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 da. Nothing else really strikes out unless you want to see Andy Messersmith as an Angel. So we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and just play April 8th also. Let's just do it. because again, the idea of this is to eventually, we do want to get to the legacy mode, but I do want to play some games. All right. Oh my God. So Montreal absolutely puts the smackdown on the New York Mets, 13-2. Renko with the win, Gentry with the loss. Day 2 for 4 with a double and a steal. Let's just look at the box score on this one. So, pardon me. The Mets, with a short-lived lead, had two in the bottom of the first, and that was it. And then the Montreal Expos went to town. Two in the third, one in the fourth, two in the fifth, four in the sixth, three in the seventh, and they capped off one in the ninth. So the Mets only 2 runs coming in the second, and it was all Montreal. Day 2 for 4 with a double and a steal. Fairley went 3 for 5 with a home run and 4 ribbies, and Bailey 2 for 4 and 4 ribbies. And who was player of the game in this one? So Steve Renko gets the MVP honor. So I've noticed that Action PC Baseball early in the season will give the MVP usually the pitcher. And it's not a bad pitch game. 2 runs, 6 hits. So good stuff. Pittsburgh Pirates edged the Philadelphia Phillies 3-2 in 13 innings. Miller gets the win. Champion takes the loss. Willie Montanez in a losing cause goes 3 for 6 with a double. Boston Red Sox defeat the Cleveland Indians 6-1. Siebert with the win. McDowell with the loss. Petrocelli goes 1 for 3 with a home run. 2 runs batted in. The Friars take care of the Giants again, 5-1. Arlen with the win, Stone with the loss. And Spezio, I got to say it in Italian, Spezio went 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. So remember, San Francisco in 1971 was in the postseason, but off to a crap start right now at 0-3, and the Padres at 3-0. All right, the Cubs and the Astros, Billingham and Holtzman locking up, and Houston shuts out Chicago 3-0. Billingham went the complete game, went the full route. 9 strikeouts. Finally, the Angels and the Royals. Messersmith versus Headland, and this is California over Kansas City 5-3. So the standings as they look right now. I like the other standing screen better than this one. And Tim is back. Game 3 of the Roberto Clemente project is filmed, he says. All right, the standings in the National League East, the Pittsburgh Pirates leading or 2-0. The San Diego Padres in the NL West, 3 wins, no losses. So all 4 leaders right now. But over in the American League East, New York and Detroit both at 1-0, tied for first. Oh, along with Baltimore. And in the American League West, the California Angels, 3 wins, no losses. So we'll leave 1971 alone for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share, put it back on, and then we'll put up something else. So if somebody wants to come on, we'll do that. We'll put on a little Diamond Mine baseball action, maybe if Truth Hurts Wilkie's here, or we can just set up a better time with him. But let's go ahead and stop this for a moment. And da. So I should have him as a tiger, but I should put a little pirate hat on him. So I think I'll do that. Let's go ahead and jump out of Action PC Baseball and jump into Diamond Mine Baseball and turn off screen sound or screen audio stuff, things, whatever. Yeah. Or actually, no, I can leave that on. What am I doing? I'm being an agent. All right. And am I sharing the screen? Share screen, entire screen, and a whole bunch of gray. All right, cool. There we go. There we go. All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? All-time great players, volume 2. We'll stick with a little bit more modern baseball again. And I'm going to put a link, an invite into the chat. Anybody wants to come on, at least you won't get echoed tonight. If you do come on, and I hope you do, whoever or whomever, however many, just please mute YouTube, because once you're in this studio here, you don't need to hear YouTube. because then we will get an echo. Okay. So there we go. All right. So what do we have here? A whole bunch of baseball teams all over the place. Let's see what's happening in this other league here. Anything that looks exciting? We could do Mets Indians. We could do so these are different all time greats all through. That's why you're seeing like two versions. We have a doubleheader. Oh hey, Yankees and Cardinals. Let's do a Yankees Cardinals game. Let's do it. Let's do that. I like that. All right, and we are ready to go. So we're at Busch Stadium. Temperature game time is 59 degrees. Wind blowing right to left at 9 miles per hour. And we have a sky that is partly cloudy. So again, if you want to join, just hit the old link there in the chat. And come on, we can talk some baseball. And if not, just enjoy. All right. This is such a great baseball game. A diamond mine. No sounds, no animation, and the best play-by-play in the biz. All right, Dave Winfield, and here we go. It's Bob Force just finished his warm-up pitches. This is the New York Yankees. Let's look at Yankees. We got Winfield, Mercer, and Jeter, Blomberg, Williams, Posada, Mattingly, Nettles, and Randolph. And yes, DH turned on in this league. I've forgotten to turn it off, so we're just going to just have to go with it. For the Cardinals, Brock, Mumphrey, and Hernandez, Simmons, Hendrick, McCarver, Oberkfell, Herr, and Maxville. Yeah, because I forgot to turn it off when I started. So, I mean, I'm not that far in it. I could always turn it off and say that the commissioner says, "Oh, hang on, we don't need no stinking DH," but we'll let it go for right now. Not that I'm a fan. I don't think I'm that far into this. I wonder if I can I turn it off here? I don't think I can because I'm in the game now. So I don't think I can change any rules, which sucks. Actually, I haven't started the game yet. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Oops. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. No, I don't want the organizer. Hang on. I can't believe I actually left the DH on. Unreal. Unreal, damn it. All right, scheduled game options. Is this options? Damn it, how do I turn off the DH in this game? I forget. It's been a while, fella me lads. Let me see. Game. Blah, 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 blah. Change options. Is this it? No, where do you turn off the damn DH? Oh my God. This is bad, man. Yeah, not these. Well, I don't think these seasons, but it doesn't matter. Just, oh my God, how do I shut this off? Because both of these options do the same thing. I don't want to have to like start this all over. Can you believe it? I can't remember. So we'll go to the help screen. Let's see if we can do it that way. Let's do search. Let's just see if it'll do, just if we can just search by DH. Probably not. Nope. Really? I'm going to have to actually type out designated hitter. I have to go into really? I got to go into the organizer because I only use the organizer ever to just look at uh, rosters and stuff like that. But okay, we'll go into the organizer. Thank you, John. Copies, players, notes, draft schedule, leagues. Do we have league rules here? Anything like that? Is it modify? Would it be modify? I doubt it, but we'll try it. There's all the teams. Ah, there we go. Ah, John DFW, you're my hero. You're my hero. Turn off. No DH. No DH. No DH. Goodbye. 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 All right. And let's set this for number 2 as well. Modify. And no DH. Now I have to remember to do that for the well, actually the old time one. I think that's already um, turned off. So again, lots of stuff going on here. Thank you for that, John. Appreciate you. Now let's go play Yankees and Cardinals. Oh my God! Because most of the stuff that I play on here, I already have the D. I had the DH shut off, and just forgot. Like, dude. All right, and here we go again. So I mean, fun stuff. Yankees and Cardinals, right? Yankees with the most world championships in baseball, but the Cardinals with the most world championships in the National League. So always fun to have these two. Yeah, I may have some 0-0-0 pitchers hitting, so it'd be kind of fun to see how that works. Could be cool. Could be cool. Just can't stand the DH, man. Can't stand it. Makes my brain hurt. I mean, Steve Tate makes a compelling argument for it, um, and he does, and I can see that. And I guess if I was playing like a real season, but it'd just be fun to see how the game, because I mostly play this with, again, way older seasons or just what if projects. So, and this is a what if. So, what if? Who knows? Um, it's different when American League AL hitters hit in National League parks, also known as the pitcher formerly known as Fausto Carmona, says Tim. All right, so Winfield leading it off. Let's go. Bob Forsch goes to work, and here's the pitch to Dave Winfield. And this one, line to left, base hit. So score a single for Dave Winfield brings up Bobby Mercer, man who had big shoes to fill out there in center. Here's the pitch to Mercer. This one, ground ball, knocked down by first baseman Hernandez, and he'll go to first, and he does. So hitting Bob Force in a toss for the second out and moving to second is Dave Winfield. So running in scoring position for New York Yankees brings up Derek Jeter. And the 0-1 pitch to Jeter, Force kicks and fires. Changeup timed and belted to left center. Back goes Hendricks, and he is there and makes the play. Winfield tags at second, and he will coast into third uncontested. All right, runner at third and two down for Bernie Williams, much beloved in New York. Winfield moves off third. 2-1 pitch from Bob Force. Fastball popped up towards second. Should be manageable for Sizemore. And he'll take it in to retire the side. So the Yankees strand one. We go to the bottom of the first. The Yankees nothing, and the St. Louis Cardinals coming to bat. Mick says Interleague didn't start till 1997. Going to be a lot of American League pitchers with little to no hitting record, which is why the DH default for this collector's on. Good stuff. Good to know, Mick. So even more of a reason to kind of turn it on its head. We'll see. Could be fun. Could be fun because we have quite, again, it's just what if. And so there you go. Now you must suffer. You must suffer for this designated hitter nonsense pitchers. You got to learn to hit. All right. I mean, what can you say? All right, it's going to be Lou Brock here to lead things off. So, Mick, it's nothing serious here. 3-1 pitch to Brock, and Brock lays off and gets the walk. And Lou Brock with the walk can talk the talk and all that stuff and run all the way around the block. Dangerous, dangerous. And here's Ken Oberkfell now. Hernandez to deal. Here is the pitch. And Brock breaks for second. Pitches a strike. The throw down by Jorge Posada. And Brock is in there. Everything kind of got there at the same time. And the ball being kicked away just before it got to Derek Jeter and Lou Brock picking up his first steal of the year. So Brock in scoring position. Ken Oberkfell back in the box. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the delivery by Hernandez. This one grounded past Hernandez over the bag at second and into center field. And Brock rounding third, and he will score. And the St. Louis Cardinals tally one here in the bottom of the first inning. Oberkfell with the RBI single. Here's Keith Hernandez. Mattingly holding Oberkfell at first. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This is a roller in a third base side play made by Greg Nettles over to first. And the Yankees pick up first out of the inning. Oberkfell moving to second on the play, and here's Tim McCarver. And the 0-1 pitch. And this one is a wild pitch inside and in the dirt. Posada couldn't stop it, and Oberkfell will make third on the play. So scored officially as a wild pitch on Orlando Hernandez. All right, McCarver back in the box. Leading off third is Oberkfell. 1-1 pitch on the way. McCarver with a little roller to first. Oberkfell is going to hold it third. Ball gets away from Don Mattingly, kicking just behind him, but Oberkfell isn't going anywhere. First baseman recovers a time and steps on the bag for out number 2. All right, here's George Hendrick now. Hernandez toes the rubber. 1-1 pitch on the way to Hendrick. This one, line drive on by the third baseman into left field for a single. So Oberkfell will score, and the St. Louis Cardinals tally 2 in the bottom of the first. So 2-0 Cardinals over the Yankees. Brings up Jerry Mumphrey. Hendrick being held by Mattingly. The delivery by Hernandez lifted down the right field line. This one, folks, is going to be an adventure, I'm telling you. And Mercer in, Randolph out, and the ball's going to parachute in. First and third for the Cardinals on a bloop single by Jerry Mumphrey. And here's Ted, as Bob Prince used to call him, Ted Sizemore. All right, and here's the pitch. And there goes Mumphrey in there for a strike. Posada throw down, and Mumphrey into second easily. The running Redbirds. So first stolen base of the season for Jerry Mumphrey. 2 in scoring position for the St. Louis Cardinals. 2 down. Sizemore back in the box. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Hernandez with the delivery. Line drive to short. And Jeter goes up for it and catches it for the out. That was a BB off the bat of Ted Sizemore. But the St. Louis Cardinals pick up 2 runs, 3 hits. We go to the top of the second. And it's St. Louis 2 and the New York Yankees nothing. Posada, Mattingly, and Nettles due up for the New York Yankees. All right, Bob forced to deal. He has a sign for Tim McCarver. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jammed him in a roller to the right side. Force over, bare hands, snap throw, and Posada safe on a close call. All right, so runner aboard here for Don Mattingly. Let's see what he can do here to try to see if New York can answer here. The 2-1 pitch, off speed, grounded to the right side. It gets under the glove of Ted Sizemore at second and through for a base hit. Jorge Posada around second, but they're going to flash the stop sign right there, or stop light, as it were. All right, here's Greg Nettles now. 2 on for the Yankees. Nobody out. 2-0 St. Louis lead. 1-2 pitch on the way, and this one into left center field. Is this going to split him? Yes, it does. And to the wall it goes. Posada will score easily. Mattingly around third, and Craig Nettles with the double. Mattingly will stop at third. So the Yanks get one back. Still nobody out. 2 in scoring position. And here is Willie Randolph. Ball 1 offering to Randolph. This one hit right back to the mound. And Forrest gloves it. Looks Mattingly back to third. Little flip to Hernandez. And Randolph is out of there. Score that one 1-3. 1 away. Still 2 on. And here is Orlando Hernandez. So a 152 average for him. So at least he got some at-bats. And he even had 3 runs batted in. All right, 0-2 pitch on the way and bounced right back to the mound. Force will get the out at first, and the runners will hold as Hernandez fails to get the ball out of the infield. So 2 away, and Bob Force now, we're back at the top of the order, will face Dave Winfield. Winfield 1 for 1. Singled his last time up, and the 1-1 pitch. And Winfield crushes one to left, long ways back, Brock to the wall, and this one is gone. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. 3-run shot by Dave Winfield, and the Yankees now take the lead. They are up by 2. How about it? 4-2 Yankees. All right, here's Bobby Mercer now with 2 down. If Dwayne Marsh is still hanging out, he's got to be a little bit happy about that. The Yankees, one of his favorite teams. All right, here's Bobby Mercer now. Lefty in the box, the 2-1 pitch on the way from Forster, and this one hit to short on two hops. Maxville had to play perfectly and fires onto Keith Hernandez for the 6-3 put out. And the New York Yankees pick up 4 runs. We go to the bottom of the second. The Yankees 4 and the Cardinals 2. It'll be down Maxville, Bob Forsch, and Lou Brock. All right. Maxville in the box, count even 2-2, and it's a breaking ball that will take care of Dow Maxville. Missed it by a foot, so swing and a miss and grab some pine batter. All right, Bob Force, 200 average for him. Actually had 2 home runs in this file. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Force, and Hernandez kicks and delivers, and strike 3. So Force swings right through it, a pitch that ended up around his ankles and outside. So again, great play-by-play in Diamond Mine Baseball, which really shows that you read this thing and just get so immersed in the baseball game itself. So here's Lou Brock now, back at the top of the order. Brock with a stolen base in this game and scored back in the first. Count full. Pitch from El Duque, swinging a liner up the middle. Hernandez gets his glove on it, bounces slowly towards Randolph, gets it, and throws to first. Close play, and they do nip Lou Brock. Score that one 1-4-3. All right. And we head to the top of the third. And it is still New York 4 and St. Louis 2. Derek Jeter now in the box. He almost had a home run back in the first. 1-0 delivered from Bob Forsch. Popped to the right side, and Keith Hernandez has it down the line in the coach's box, and he's got it. So Derek Jeter out number 1. There's Bernie Williams now. Bernie Williams, nothing for 1. Batting in the cleanup spot. Here's the 2-strike pitch by Forsch. Forsch pops him up right down the right field line. Going back is Hernandez. Now Ted Sizemore calling him off, and he has it. 4 out number 2. So 2 Yanks up, 2 Yanks down. And here's Jorge Posada, number 5 hitter. Infield single last time up, and the game says amazingly so. Force stares in. Here's the pitch. Grounded to the right side. Sizemore makes a nice stop in the hole, and Posada is out. Score it 4-3. We go to the bottom of the third. The Yankees still leading the Cardinals 4-2. All right, Ken Oberkfell, Keith Hernandez, and Tim McCarver due up for the Redbirds. Oberkfell, nothing for 1. The 1-0 pitch, and this one chopped toward the mound, and this one over El Duque's head. Jeter gets to it in front of second, rifles it, and he's going to get Oberkfell by a step. So nice play there by Derek Jeter. Brings up Keith Hernandez. He is nothing for 1. Grounded out back in the first inning. Hernandez on the rubber, and the 3-1 pitch. Curveball just low. Hernandez lays off. Good eye up there, so he will draw the walk. So Hernandez on at first. Here's Tim McCarver. McCarver nothing for 1. McCarver in the box. Bounced back into first. El Duque with the 1-1 pitch. And McCarver hits the gobshite out of the ball, ripping a single into left field. Hernandez rounds and holds second. So 2 on, 1 down brings up George Hendrick. So he is 1 for 1 with an RBI for George Hendrick. Run scoring single back in the first. Count full. And Hernandez gets him a fastball riding in on the hands. Hendrick strikes out. So 2 down here in the Cardinal third, and brings up Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey 1 for 1. 2 on, 2 out. And here's the pitch to Mumphrey. Ground ball to the left side. And this one off the glove of Jeter. And everybody is safe. Bases loaded on the Jeter miscue. Brings up Ted Sizemore. Nothing for 1. So Cardinals looking to answer the New York Yankees here in the bottom of the third inning. And here we go. Last time up, Sizemore lines out to short. 0-2 pitch. And Sizemore socks one out to center field, but right to Bernie Williams. Has it for out number 3. So Hernandez does indeed dodge a bullet. We go to the top of the fourth inning. The Yankees lead the Cardinals 4-2 here in a little diamond mine baseball action. All right, Don Mattingly to lead things off. Craig Nettles, Willie Randolph. Bob Force ready to bring it home here to Don Mattingly. Base hit, first time up. The wind and the pitch, and Mattingly pokes this one to right field, but Jerry Mumphrey has it in his sights, brings it down. One away for Craig Nettles now. 1 for 1 today with a double. Count even, 2-2, and inside pitch fools Nettles, and he will strike out. So Bob Force picking up the K. So 2 away. Here's Willie Randolph. He has nothing for 1. Batting in the number 8 slot, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Force pitches to Randolph and a little looper into shallow left. Brock coming in, and he has it to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Yankees 4, Cardinals 2. Dow Maxville, Bob Force, and Lou Brock do up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the St. Louis Cardinals. So Maxville in the box, struck out his first time up, and the 2-strike pitch. And this one outside, and Maxville waves and misses and goes down on strikes for the second time today. All right, here's Bob Force now. He has nothing for 1. Struck out back in the second. 2 balls, 1 strike, and Hernandez brings it home. This one hit off the handle toward third, and in comes Nettles. The pitcher gets there first, snags it, and throws quickly and gets him by a half step. Score that one 1-3-2 down here. We're back at the top of the order with Lou Brock. 0 for 1 with a run scored. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Lou Brock, and Tapper in the hole. Jeter plants, lets it fly, inning over. Score that one 6-3, and St. Louis comes up empty again. We go to the top of the 5th. It's still the Yankees 4 and the Cardinals 2. Hope you guys are having a little bit of fun with Action PC baseball game and then a Diamond baseball game. So once again, if anybody wants to come on, you can. And if not, that's okay too. No worries, man. No worries. So for those joining a bit later, got to talk to my mom on the phone today. They're doing the whole rehab and everything, but she's starting to sound better, and not out of the woods yet, obviously. But I thank one and all for your very, very kind support and good thoughts and good vibes and everything like that. It's something I've never dealt with yet, man, and I don't want to deal with, for many, many years, I hope. All right. Hernandez, Winfield, and Mercer due up for the Bronx Bombers. And here we go. So Hernandez bounced out his last time up, and here's the pitch from Bob Force. This one grounded softly to Ken Oberkfell, who's deep at third. Running throw, 1 hop, and it's in the dirt, but picked by Hernandez for the out. Thank you, John. Really, really appreciate that, man. You guys were all amazing. You always are. Everybody in here always amazing. So thank you so very much. All right, back at the top of the order for the New York Yankees and Dave Winfield. All right, has a homer today. Last time up, 1-2 pitch and swing and a miss. Strike 3. Breaking ball off the plate by Bob Force. All right, 2 down here for Bobby Mercer. Nothing in 2 trips. Force has the sign from McCarver and the 1-strike pitch. Mercer grounds it right up the middle. Down Maxville ranges to his left, throws on the move. Very close play at first, and they get him. Score that one 6-3, and the Yankees go quietly. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-2. John DFW says he has a 95-year-old uncle had a stroke about 5 years ago. He's doing fine now, especially for 95. That's awesome. That is awesome, John. That is great. So it was a trying couple of holidays. I don't really give too much of a damn about New Year's so much. So I will say it's a very trying Christmas season. In fact, we are nearing the end now of the 12 days of Christmas. So three more to go. Three more to go. So a merry ninth day of Christmas to everyone, and to any old calendar Orthodox out there. Um, well, your feast is coming up. All right, Ken Oberkfell, Keith Hernandez, and Tim McCarver do up. I'm one of the majority of Orthodox are new calendar, so December 25th as opposed to January 7th. But we are coming up on the feast of Theophany and the Orthodox Church, and the feast of the Epiphany in Catholic and at least the Protestant churches that observe Epiphany. So Lutherans and all those high church folks, and middle church folks like the Methodists. So, important feasts, both of them. All right, Oberkfell's going to open the home half of the fifth here. Bounced out his last time up. And the pitch to Oberkfell swung on, popped up off to the left of the plate. Posada under it in foul ground, and he has it for the first out of the inning. All right, here's Keith Hernandez now. Hernandez, nothing for one. 4-2 your score here. And Hernandez walked last time up. 1-2 pitch. This one grounded wide at first. And this one through the hole and into right field for a base hit. So Hernandez aboard. Mick says, yeah, not the best of times this holiday season. You understand, Mick. How about it? He says, as a reminder. And that's what I'm saying, man. That's, you know what I mean. So Mick's wife had eye surgery for detached retina on Christmas Eve morning. So guys, you showed all those prayers and hopes for me. Please also for Mick's wife, um, as they're looking for her sight to recover. What'd you say, Mick? It was what about 2 to 3 weeks? So, guys, keep good thoughts up for Mick. Also for Christopher Slovic, who is awaiting, hopefully, grand news, great news, we hope, for Chris, as he is such a great educator. So, and for anybody, in our family, anybody, look, man, if you're going through some rough times, some trying times, or whatever, and maybe it's not something you want to voice here to everybody, um, just know that we got your back. So anyhow, John says that he saw Strat is releasing 1985 and 1952 next month. So there we go, Strat players, another couple seasons. Maybe to celebrate John, we should do one of those seasons and pick a game from one of those seasons and play it on Strat Max. So this could be cards and PC, because everything is already every season is available in Strat Max. Every season from 1871. 3 to 4 months for total vision recovery, says Mick. She's starting to get some vision back in the past few days. Thank God for that, man. Seriously, I'm glad. It's a scary, scary thing. I mean, not that you want to lose any of your senses, but there's something profoundly like about vision. So, yeah, let's max soon. Let's do it, John. I've been really, really, really excited to play, and especially right. I mean, to play against an experienced strat player, because again, just like APA, trying to get my bearings with APA, because I haven't played APA cards and dice since I was in college, and as an undergrad, I should say. And so the only APA I've been doing is baseball for Windows. So on here, I let the manager do both. But when I'm not on here, I actually play, actually manage the game. But it's not the same, because you're not, most of what's going on there, and or everything that's going on there in APA PC is behind the scenes. So, but I would love. And by the way, APA Go, Ken Castro and I are replaying the 1912 World Series, and he put a whomping down on me the other night. And so the 1912 World Series is tied at 4 as we will head back to Boston to play Game 5 whenever Ken is ready, hopefully this weekend. John said a few years ago he had to take 2 weeks off from work due to an eye issue. Yeah. Take vision for granted, man. Not that we should take hearing for granted or anything else, but um, whew. All right, here is Tim McCarver. McCarver 1 for 2 in a day. Keith Hernandez on at first. Hernandez ready to get to work here. Base hit last time for McCarver, and with a strike. And Hernandez brings it home. McCarver lines one to right center. Bernie Williams after it. Can't get there. It's through like a bug on a rug. McCarver will pull up with a double. Hernandez rounds third. Williams has no shot at getting Keith Hernandez, and he's going to score McCarver with the RBI double, and St. Louis pulls it within one. 4-3 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. John says, good chance he'll go blind if you live long enough. I hope you live long enough, and I hope that as in the years leading up to the long enough, that they find an answer for that, man. So yeah, you're seeing right now, you're seeing good, I hope, seeing well, whatever. But again, man, it's just one of those. It's got it. We got to stay optimistic, right? Got to stay optimistic. All right, and I can understand. Obviously, I can't. But that's a can be a worrying thing, man. So let us hope that that good chance still leaves there's still, and I'm going to say still a significant chance that that will not happen, buddy. All right, here is George Hendrick. 1 for 2 with an RBI for Hendrick. Runner in scoring position, one down. Hendrick struck out last time. Hernandez on the rubber and the 1-1 pitch on the way. This one hit hard to left center, and Winfield has it on one high hop, and McCarver will come in to tie, and Hendrick picks up the RBI single, and it's a whole new ball game. St. Louis ties it up here 4-4 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Only one out, and here is Jerry Mumphrey. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Mumphrey in the sixth hole reached on an error last time up. 1-1 strike to count. Hernandez lets it go. Fly ball to center field and caught by Bernie Williams as he goes a few steps back. All right, so 2 down. Rough inning for Hernandez here as St. Louis plates 2. Here's Ted Sizemore. Nothing to show in 2 attempts today. Hernandez out of the stretch and the pitch on the way. This one inside, and the ball's loose off the glove of Posada, rolling back near the screen. And on the play, Hendricks will move up, and they're going to score that one a pass ball. All right, so are things falling apart for the Bronx Bombers here in the bottom of the fifth? Sizemore back in the box. Count 1-0. Here is the pitch. Popped in the right side. This one not very high. Mattingly chasing near the dugout. Dives. And it's just out of his reach. So count 1-1 strike. Great use of ellipses there, by the way. Diamond Mine Baseball. Pretty awesome. Pretty good. All right, Hendricks moves off second. 1-2 strikes to count. And the delivery by El Duque. Bouncer to Nettles. Takes it on the short hop. In on the turf. Throws across. And Ted Sizemore is out. Score that one 5-3. But the St. Louis Cardinals pick up 2 more and tie it up. We go to the top of the sixth. Yankees and Cards knotted at 4. Derek Jeter, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada do up 3, 4, 5 hitters for the New York Yankees. All right, so looking at Bob Force right now, he's worked 5, given up 5 hits, a home run, and has whiffed 2. All right, Jeter in the box now. And Derek, nothing for 2. And with a miscue. All right, Force ready to deal. 3-1 on Jeter, and Force fires it in. And this one up high, and Jeter is going to draw the leadoff walk. Potential go-ahead run now aboard for the New York Yankees brings up Bernie Williams. Bernie, nothing for 2.
Up here for the third time today, obviously. Infield pop up in the third. Here's the pitch for Bob Force. Jeter off to the races, swinging a pop up out to shallow right center. Mumphrey comes in on the ball, and he handles it. Jeter gets back to first. Jeter trying to light a little fire here as Jorge Posada steps in. Posada 1 for 2 today with a run scored. 1 on, 1 out. He bounced out back in the third. The 1-2 pitch called strike 3. Posada cooperating and making it so by not swinging. I love the play-by-play in this game. All right, here's Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly 1 for 2. 3-0 pitch coming. Mattingly has scored. Base hit left field, a ground ball through the hole. Jeter around second, and he will stop right there. So 2 down, and brings up Greg Nettles. Nettles, good day at the plate. He is 1 for 2. Struck out back in the fourth. Runners off their bases. 1-2 pitch. Force brings it, and this one hit hard to short, and second hawk comes up for Maxville, and he'll throw over for the out. Score at 6-3, and the Yankees turned away. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. We are still knotted at 4 here. Diamond Mine Baseball playing with the All-Time Great Players Volume 2 set. So here we go. I also love that you get field dimensions for all the parks, and there is a way that you can overlay kind of park images, but I like this aesthetic for Diamond Mine. Looks good. It's everything is very, very functional in this game, and why not? The only thing that's a drag in this game, if you're managing against whatever, is if you got to bring in a pinch hitter or relief pitcher. It's really squiffy the way you have to work the mouse down to this line or something, and you have to wait for the cursor to put a little square under it. So they really got to fix that. But that's probably one of the few things with this game, except for forgetting how to find the DH, but that's my fault. All right. So what do we got here? We got Maxville, Forsh, and Brock. 4-4, your score. 4-6-1 for the Yanks. 4-7-0 for St. Louis. And let's look at El Duque's pitching line for today. 5 innings worked, 7 hits, 2 walks, and he has fanned 4. All right, we are ready to go now here in the 6th. So Maxville struck out twice. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And swung on, popped to shallow center. And breaking in there is Williams. And Bernie will make a basket catch as the ball rolled around in his glove, but he held on to it. All right, 1 away. Here's Bob Forsh. Or maybe not. Nope. John Mabry will come in. So Forsh leaves with a knotted score. John Mabry in the file, a .259 hitter with 13 home runs, 71 runs batted in for him. Little prone to strike out 111 times. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mabry. Hernandez's 100th pitch, ground ball to Derek Jeter, and that will be the second out of the 6th inning. All right, back at the top of the order, Lou Brock here in the bottom of the 6th. Brock 1 for 2 with a steal, a walk and 3 trips. I'm sorry, 1 run scored. No, so 0 for 2. Nettles will juggle this one, recovered in time, retiring the side. So what throws me off a little bit, so Jeff Lottie will come in now to pitch, and we got Ron Blomberg coming in to pinch hit, is you've got at bats, runs, then hits. And I accidentally always, and I don't have dyslexia, but I will read these as being like 1 for 3 when it's actually 2 for 3. So there we go. Look at that. Dave Winfield, 3 RBI in this game. How about it? All right, here's Ron Blomberg. 302 average for him, 24 home runs, 102 runs batted in. So this collection functions much like the baseball history collection in Action PC Baseball. So this is orders of magnitude smaller, though. It's about 44 to 4,500 players, whereas the baseball history collection is like 18,500 players. But still, so much you can do with this. It comes with
2 leagues per volume. So you got both. You got 4 leagues already scheduled out to play, and it's kind of, I don't know, in a way, even though certainly not doing the draft, although you can do drafts in this game and stuff. Um, this is kind of the it's sort of a stripped down, if you will, uh, not version, but it's like kind of like the same thing. So with Legend Sports Universe, where he has a draft pool, right, and then those guys are drafted onto the teams. But so you're not getting an all-time great team, right, all at once, um, or what have you. And so you get for both of these volumes in Diamond Mine Baseball, you're going to get like all-time great Cardinals, Pirates, Yankees, Tigers, whatever, throughout their franchises. So great set. A lot you can do with it, and database manipulation. Very very easy to work on this. So um, the leagues, the things that you could set up, the projects you could set up with with this are just it's absolutely fantastic. I wish somebody really wealthy would buy them, but say, okay, we own you, but here are bucket loads of money. Now go thou and do even more amazing things, like add a real broadcaster to this great play-by-play. All right, Blomberg in the box now. Jeff Lottie peers in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to Maxville. Gets the big hop and one away. Let's look at Jeff Lottie's numbers because I think we forgot to do that. 3.47 earned run average. Surrendered 6 home runs, 21 walks, 43 strikeouts, 5 wins, 3 losses, and 6 saves. All right, here's Oduke. Will he bat for himself? Nope, he will not. Hideki Matsui will come in. Mick says there are minimum at bats and innings pitch floors to be included, but they will make exceptions like Herb Score, Fidgers, Bostock. Yeah. So Mick knowing a lot about what's going on here in Diamond Mine Baseball. Would love to have both Mick and Truth Hurts Wilkie, both. I mean, or whatever. Just come on and explain to people why they bought this game. It took me a while to get into it too. I've had this game now for, I think, well, different versions, but I've been playing now for 5 years, and um, I really, 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 I don't know. I love this baseball game. I love it so much. All right, Matsui. Let's look at numbers for Matsui. 281 for him. 19 home runs, 92 ribbies. So this, like the baseball history collection, will take the peak slice of a player's career. All right, Lottie versus Matsui. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and belted way back in left. Lou Brock sprinting back and snares it right on the warning track. So 2 down. Matsui gives it a long ride, and here's Dave Winfield now. Winfield in the box, 2 hits, including a home run in the ball game. And here's the 1-strike pitch. And Winfield pulls a low inside pitch to deep left, long ways back. This could go. Brock to the wall and makes the catch with his back up against it. Wow. Hoo-wee. All right, Horace Clark in at second, and Sparky Lyle will come in to pitch. It's 7th inning stretch time here at Busch Stadium. Yankees 4, Cardinals 4. Be right back. Going to take a slug of water. All right, we are back. Thank you. Number 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for the Cardinals: Oberkfell, Hernandez, and McCarver. Oberkfell 1 for 3 as an RBI in this game. And Sparky Lyle ready to deal, first outing this year. And here's Oberkfell batting in the 2 slot. Oberkfell in the box, and the count 0-1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the right of short. Jeter can't get to it. Rolls into center field for a single. So Oberkfell aboard. And here is Keith Hernandez
Hernandez, 1 for 2. Singled back in the 5th. Quick throw over to first. Oberkfell in standing. Lau just wanted to let Oberkfell know that he was keeping an eye on him. All right, so wind it up and do it again. Lefty stretches. Sparky with the 1-1 pitch. Curveball hit on the ground down the third base line. Taken up by Meadows to second for 1. On to first. And Hernandez in there safely. All right. So 1 away. Here's Tim McCarver. Tim McCarver, 2 for 3 today. An RBI. So 1 on, 1 out. 2 hits, doubling up last time. Hernandez moves off first once again. The 1-2 pitch. And this one is lined and caught. Leaping grab by Don Mattingly, stealing an extra base hit from Tim McCarver. Out number 2. Keith Hernandez wisely hugged the bag on that one. All right, here's George Hendrick. Hendrick, 2 for 3. 2 RBI in the day. Righty in there, RBI single last time up. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lyle comes to the plate, swung on, driven to center. It looks like it's long enough. Racing back is Bernie Williams, but he's not going to have a play on this one. And big 2-run shot by George Hendrick. First home run of the season. 3 for 4 of the home run, 4 RBI. And the Cardinals pull ahead here in the bottom of the 7th, and they lead the Yankees 6-4. Sherry Mumphrey in the dish now. He is 1 for 3. So Sparky Lyle gets touched up here a little bit. Easy fly ball to center last time for Mumphrey. Count full. Lyle works home and gets a beautiful breaking ball in at the knees. Mumphrey let it go by. So Lyle coming back, getting the strikeout after the 2-run bomb. Vince Coleman in at center and pitching the mad Hungarian Al Raboski. All right, Bobby Mercer, Derek Jeter, Bernie Williams due up for the Yankees here in the top of the 8th inning. I want to thank everybody for coming in. And for those who couldn't make it, hope you come next time. And for those that catch it next time or whatever, you know, leave some cool baseball comments or whatever. And tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon, we'll do our comments about comments Sunday bit. All right. Mercer in the box. Nothing for 3 for Bobby facing the Mad Hungarian here. And Mercer in there. Raboski has a sign from McCarver. The count 2-1. And here's the pitch. Mercer drives this one to right and deep. Mumphrey racing back. And this one won't be playable. Bobby Mercer did have a flight attendant on that one. And the Yankees answer right back. It is 6-5. All right, Derek Jeter now, nothing for 2. Jeter settles in the box. Walked back in the 6th. Here's the pitch from Raboski. And this one, sharply hit grounder. Maxville up with it at short. And nice play to get Derek Jeter from behind the bag at second. So 1 down, 1 in for the Yankees brings up Bernie. Williams is nothing for 3. Batting cleanup today. He popped up his last time. Count even 2-2. Got him on the outside corner. So 2 down. Beautiful pitch there by Raboski. Looking at his numbers, a 3.10 earned run average. 69 strikeouts, 28 walks, 7-4 with 11 saves. Posada in the box now. Struck out back in the 6th against Bob Forrest, the 2-1 pitch. And this one lined to right center. Mumphrey motoring and pulls it in on the run. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Thurman Munson will come in to catch, and the Goose will be pitching. So for Yankee fans, there is one great battery right there. The Yanks pick up a run, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals holding on to a 6-5 lead here as we enter the final inning and a half, and coming to the end of this broadcast. So for Saturday night, this is a short one. We'll be clocking it at about 2.5 hours or so when it's over. So thank you. All right, Ted Sizemore, Dow Maxville, and Vince Coleman. Sizemore, nothing for 3. All right, the Goose ready, getting that look that he had. Very, very intimidating. How about it? First outing of the season for the Goose. And Sizemore in the box. 2 strikes on him. Gossage lets it go. Fastball. Called strike 3. Not sure what Sizemore was looking for, but that pitch had a big hunk of the plate. So Gossage comes in, gets the strikeout, brings up Dow Maxville. Maxville, nothing for 3. See what St. Louis is going to do here. And 1-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball wide of first. Mattingly goes right, has it, flips to Gossage covering, who kicks the bag for the out. So quickly, 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th for the St. Louis Cardinals. Brings up Vince Coleman. Hopefully Coleman not bringing his firecrackers to the game. Next pitch to Coleman, swung on and belted out to deep left field. Going back is Dave Winfield on the track at the wall and makes the grab. All right, so St. Louis turned away. 8 in the books here in St. Louis, Missouri. Pitching is Mark Littell, or Little, not sure if it's Littell or Little. Well, let's make him fancy and say he's Littell. We go to the top of the 9th. New York Yankees will send up Mattingly, Nettles, and Clark. All right, for Littell, 3.43 earned run average, 43 walks, 86 strikeouts. And here we go. First appearance for him, obviously. All right, Mattingly in the box, singled back in the 6th, the 1-1 pitch. And driven to right center field. Coleman and Mumphrey chasing back, and Coleman makes the catch in stride, which is a lot better than making it, I guess, out of stride. I don't know. All right, 1 down here, and here's Greg Nettles. Tripping all over the place here, I am. Count 1-2. Here is the pitch. In there. Strike 3. Nice belt high fastball that Nettles let go by. New York down to its last hitter, and it's Horace Clark. Or is it? Nope, Paul O'Neill will come in. So Yankees fans wondering if Paul O'Neill in this squad, and there he is. So O'Neill in the box. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Littell lets it go. And O'Neill finds a base hit between third and short. So tying run aboard for the New York Yankees. And here he is. May his memory be eternal, Thurman Munson. 298 average, 14 home runs, 81 runs batted in. All right. Littell asking for a new ball, and here we go. Throw to first. Hernandez reaches for the tag, and O'Neill is back safely. Of course he's back safely. All right. And throw over to first again, and O'Neill barely makes it back. Tell barely missed picking him off. No limited pickoff nonsense here. O'Neill being held by Hernandez. 2-2 pitch on the way to Thurman Munson in tight. And Littell gets the call. Thurman Munson is down on strikes. And the St. Louis Cardinals defeat the New York Yankees 6-5. Let's save the stats. And let's save the box score and all that fun stuff. Boom, there we go. All right. Cool. And that pretty much does it. We'll just leave this screen up here. And so, yeah, again, thank you guys for coming in tonight. And, like I said, my mom's doing better, not out of the woods yet, but better. That's a big relief to me, as I've got a lot of stuffies coming up this weekend or this week. So also, now I'll make the big announcement later. No big announcement right now, because I got to make sure I got a few days in before I make this big announcement. So we shall wait. So to everybody, to Mick, to John, to Legend Sports Universe, Tribe fan who has a new game up. Victor, or will have a new game up. Victor, thank you. Parallel League Shakis, thank you, buddy, for coming in. Dwayne Martz, thank you, brother. Gary, it's been too long since I've seen you. Thank you for coming in. Cousin Ken Castro, who's been kicked out of better places. Indeed, indeed, indeed. I understand that. Baseball fan 2005 was here with us. Baseball demos. Thank you, buddy. Check out his demolition game and all the other cool stuff he does. Umpman was here. Thank you, Umpman. Midlife Crisis. Great to see you. Craig Scar. Hopefully you'll come back in. Join the family, man. Welcome, 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 welcome. And let me see. Just going back, I like to make sure I've got everybody. I always feel badly when I miss somebody. I truly do. I believe Clinton Parks was here earlier. Truth Hurts Wilkie was with us. So thank you, my good friend. Nathaniel was here working 2 jobs and got himself a new place to live. Really awesome. Great stuff. Christopher Slovic, good vibes for Christopher, everybody, please. Aaron Reed, the man of 1,000 voices. D. Scott Howard, thank you. Brother Jack Dawson and Tribe fan, first one tonight in the ballpark, referring to what it says in the tin and saying that it was George Herman Ruth's diet. So that is it. Mixes good stuff. Thanks, Beatles. Time for sleep, so you can check on the wife in the morning before running errands. Absolutely. Blessings to everybody as we head into 2026. And while there was big news today, I don't really want to sort of touch on that. So we'll just finish it there at 2 hours and 27 minutes. We capped out at about 22 tonight. So thank you, one and all. You truly are family, and you are all amazing. Till next time, we'll see you around the batting cage, and good night.